Hello, racing fans. Welcome back to the channel for another episode in the series. It's a little bit of a special episode this week, and it's not because Jamie's not here. It's not because we've got the DRF coming around the corner. We've got the Rein In boys with us. James, how are you first? This is your yearly appearance.
Yearly appearance, yeah. First one and only.
You got
No,
some,
all
got
good,
some.
mate. Good to meet you all virtually as well, and hopefully I'll see some of you at the weekend.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Definitely. Thanks for coming on, Mr. Bow. How's things?
Yeah, very good. Very good. Looking forward to the weekend. Us three are heading over. So lots of pints, lots of good racing. So looking
With
forward to it.
with Dom as well.
Yeah, the old man will be there. So yeah, getting up to no good, I'm sure.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Craig, you look very comfortable there today, mate. Everything all right?
Just chilled out, mate, ain't it? Ready for the weekend action. It's going to be a bit of a funny one, really. To be fair, obviously with the uncertainty at the start of the week, and now it's obviously we've absolutely fine. We've got what seems like half decent ground actually, to be fair, for jumping
Yeah.
if the forecast is right. So yeah, all set to go.
Let's just hope it all goes ahead first and foremost, I suppose. It looks like it's going to now. Liam, you getting excited? Surely you are. You're on mute. Unless you were just being a mime for a few seconds. I don't really know.
Yeah, I was just assuming people could just. Yes, mate. Looking forward to it. I only see Bo and Craig once a year. That's usually the DRF. So yeah, looking forward to hopefully bumping into those boys. And yeah, it's always a great weekend. So looking forward to it now.
And James, don't forget, this is a very, very special appearance from James. Doesn't even turn up for the rain
Sorry,
in
yes.
anymore.
Sorry,
No.
yeah.
But,
Yeah, yeah.
but he's here for the boys. He's here for the boys. Right.
Yeah,
Well,
I've actually not been on a rain it in one yet.
yeah, I've had to take your place a few times.
Yeah, you have.
No,
Busy,
look,
busy
all good.
man.
It's all good, lads. And thanks for joining us, and thanks everyone that's tuning in once again. If you're able to click like and subscribe, completely free for you to do, but it does just help us lads out a little bit more. We're going to go through the cards for Saturday and Sunday. Just going to focus on the graded races, and we can come back to the handicaps at the end for any sort of fancies from the lads. But we're just going to try and keep it nice and straightforward. And let's get stuck in. Right, we have the Nathaniel Lacey to kick off the festival, the 1:15 over the extended 2 mile 6 furlongs. You've got Dr. Steinberg in here on the drift a little bit out to 11-8 as it stands. You've then got Kazansky at 5-1, Santos Sospear at 13-2 for Rob Core, Gordon Elliott, and Sean Bowen. Tackle Tommy Woo Woo at 8-1. And then pretty much any price you like for the remainder. Has anyone got a strong fancy to start us off rather than me picking one? Go on then, Bo. Let's hear what you got to say.
I was just scratching my head. Sorry, I don't have a I don't have a
No,
strong fancy
that's all
at
right.
all.
What do you think of the favourite though, Bo? What do you think of him?
I think this race is lacking a bit of star quality. I don't see a single star in here. I think they're probably all a bunch of boats. I don't really see why Dr. Steinberg is so short. I think, I mean, the money already looks like it's coming for Kazansky, but I would definitely have them much closer in the betting. One of them, I mean, I'm looking on Racing Post 5-4 and 5-1. To me, that just seems wrong. I think Kazansky's form with that JP favourite in the handicap hurdle later in the day, I think is just as good form as anything that Dr. Steinberg's got. So I wouldn't be surprised if he got much closer in price and actually beat Dr. Steinberg. But yeah, as I said, I don't think anyone's got any star qualities here. I think it would end up being a pretty poor race.
Had some good winners of the race. 4 of the last 5 have been won by Mullins. Does anyone know the other one?
Yeah, good land.
Oh, Mr. Barry Connell. Got to get it in there somewhere, haven't we? James, who'd you fancy in the Nathaniel Lacey?
I think I'll probably keep it simple with Dr. Steinberg, to be honest. He got his big form boost and stuff last week. I was quite impressed with the Devil You Know, and which was obviously a big form boost for Dr. Steinberg. He does look a bit short. I'm looking, he's about 5-4, so he's still quite short, but I think this probably looks the weakest grade one of the weekend for me. But yeah, I do agree. I agree with Bo. I don't think there'll be much star quality in this. I was quite surprised that Jack Kennedy. I thought Jack Kennedy might ride Santos Hospi actually, um, but yeah, I think Dr. Steinberg will win off. If I'm honest.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Nothing wrong with that. We just want winners at the end of the day. Craig, are you in agreement with James or something else on the radar?
No, I think it's a strange looking race. If I'm being honest, I was looking at this earlier, and I mean, you've got horses like Love Me Tender who were very well touted at the start of the season, now rocking up here, who's going flying up in trip, obviously unproven over the ground, so you're not too sure about him. He's at 17-2 at the minute. Obviously, Willie's other runner. Um, I think if I'm going to have a nibble in the race, I might have a little bit of a guessing bet on Santos Hotspur. I think out of all the horses that are involved in the race, I think he could possibly be maybe the best going forward. I mean, he won easily last time on heavy ground, but that was obviously over 2 mile one, beating a Willie Mullins horse, which I think Baby Kate's not exactly set the world alight, don't get me wrong, but couldn't have won it anymore either. Um, Again, you sort of guessing is the championship going to bring out a lot more improvement? Um, we shall see. But that's probably the only angle I've got in the race is probably Santos Hosper. I think Dr. Steinberg is ridiculously short. He might make us look absolutely stupid and absolutely slimps but I think even at 11 away, I think before you'd look at to get involved in him, you'd want it sort of 7-4, 2-1, I think, to get involved. So I think it's a really, really open race, and one of those that could just throw up a silly result at the same time.
Yeah, interesting. That Santos Sospir as well. Run over 2 mile one, run over 2 mile three, both on heavy ground. But in between that, he had an entry at Limerick over 2 miles seven, and then he was pulled out due to unsuitable ground. So it sounds like they pulled a bit of a fast one, or they were prepping him for this to come here anyway. Liam, Dr. Steinberg, with or against? It's not really a price that you tend to play at, to be fair.
No, this is pretty much a no bet race for me, mate.
Okay.
We have seen though previously, like Willie would be like double or treble handed in this race, and you'll find something like second or third string that can win it. I think Danny Mullins, didn't he win the first three grade ones on the card a couple of years ago? Dancing City. There's not really that sort of depth in here. The one thing I would say, people are latching onto Jalan Duderi. I think they're hoping that he can repeat the same form he showed in the bumper. He was outstayed by Frankie John, who's 40s in this race, and Jalan Duderi's 18s, neither of which are any good. My point being, don't be backing Jalan Duderi for any race at Cheltenham, in my opinion. Yeah, this doesn't really warrant being a grade one, in my opinion, Joe. So yeah, I'll leave it alone.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, well, I'm going to try. I'm not sure at the moment if I'm going to lay Dr. Steinberg or find something to take him on with because he is drifting a bit now. I was hoping he was going to be shorter and then I could get on the exchanges and grab a piece. I do like Kazansky. Like James mentioned, the fact that Jack Kennedy is riding this horse rather than the Rob Core runner could be quite significant. He's won over 2 mile one, and then he was sent straight up to 2 miles 7 furlongs last time out and won obviously on heavy ground, finding the trip no problem. He's pretty much one of the only ones that's proven further than this trip, and I think that's quite a positive. The thing with Dr. Steinberg as well, I've been quite vocal on Twitter this week about how I don't like the pedigree for this sort of trip, and I think the Devil when he beat him last time out, I don't think it was the same version of the Devil that we saw potentially in the River Don, so it just feels like there's not enough going for him for me to get involved at 5-4, so I'm definitely going to try and take him on. At this point in time, it might be with Kazansky. Considering there's the drift. Right, the Spring Juvenile next. Narciso has at 4-5 by Dr. Dino. We've got Monge 2 at 3s, 9-1 for Salma Davari. And again, pretty much any price you like for the remainder. I'll come in reverse order this time if I can remember that reverse order. So, Liam, who do you fancy here? Or do you fancy anything?
Yeah, if you get three places, I don't mind this this Jiggintown horse, that Bertutia. Obviously, I'm a massive fan of Precious Man and finished in behind Precious Man over in France. Bolted up the last day. I think each way price 14s. I'd potentially play it that way. Then again, are you just throwing money down the drain from the win part of that bet, Joe? I think maybe you are. In which case, there's no point in playing it as a bet. I don't mean to be boring, mate, but I think a lot of these graded races, I don't think they're fantastic betting heats at the DRF. Again, I'll end up watching it, I think, and I wouldn't advise a bet. I I think the form will be reversed, and Narciso Has, I think, is a decent animal. Depending on how he wins, it will be interesting because there's 33-1 about the other JP horse that's come over from France, and I think he might be thrown into the Supreme as a 4-year-old. So that's the only.
Proactive. Do you mean Proactive?
Yeah, Proactive. Yeah. So that's the only other angle in. If you're building the book around the Supreme, see how well he potentially wins, reverses that form.
Yeah.
And maybe a bit the 33s for him for the Supreme. But yeah, sorry to be boring, mate. Not really a betting heat for me again.
Nothing wrong with that, mate. You want to save money if you don't think you can make one in a race. That's nothing wrong with that at all. Craig, who do you fancy in the Spring Juvenile? Are you with the favourite here?
I won't say I'm with Joe, but I think he'll be really hard to beat.
Yeah.
I must admit, I thought he was very impressive last time. I don't think he did anything wrong at all. It was pretty much foot perfect, to be honest with you. I think he'll reverse the form in Mons too. I think that's pretty much definite in my eyes. Excuse me. You've also got the unknown Richie Horse in there as well, Salmo de Veri, who I think realistically, there's a lot of people on Twitter that will mention this horse. They don't really know about him. I'm going to be honest. A lot of it's just the fact that it's Richie Horse and it's a juvenile. The French form sometimes, as you guys know, is really, really difficult to pitch in against the likes of Mans 2 and Narciso Has that are already run. So I'm very similar to Liam in that respect. I think it's probably a no-bet race. Would I put anybody off sticking Narciso Has in a with something else down the card? No, probably not. That's probably would be the way I would go about it. If I wanted something else later on the day, I might stick this as a double. I think it's pretty solid, and I don't think there's going to be much coming out of the race to really give it a race. I'm honest with you. I think it looks rock solid. I'll be honest with you. I really, really do.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that at all. Anything with Paul Townend, deciding to ride the Richie horse, or do we just think that he's not a massive fan of Bertutier? I think possibly.
Well, I was similar to him. I thought Bertutier actually ran well, and I think it won well. So I was a little bit surprised by that. But again, I mean, you don't know what the agreement is with Richie behind the scenes, do you? I suppose to make sure Paul's riding the horses. So
yeah.
I'm sure that sort of stuff will obviously be going on as well. But again, if you can get 3 places, I might try and find some away from the front 2. But I think I'll definitely the front 2 there and thereabouts. Yeah, I'm bored as well. Apologies, mate.
No, nothing wrong with that at all. Bo, any more creativity in the race?
Not really. It's kind of all been said. My finger will definitely be hovering over Selma de Veri for the Boodles, though, whilst this run's sort of happening. Depending on how she runs, she might just get a quiet one. That'd be lovely. Obviously, we don't know what a mark's going to be, and it's difficult to sort of look at, but she's had 3 runs already, so little pipe opener just to get her prepped for the festival. That would be lovely.
And James?
Yeah, I was going to say the same. I'll be keeping an eye on Selma de Veri. Like Bill said, she needs 1 more run to qualify for the Boodles. I think this might just be a quiet run round, and then a run in that at Cheltenham. I think you've covered most of it. I probably won't have a bet in the race. I do think the form, well, I'd be pretty certain the form would be turned round between Narciso Has and Mange too, despite the £4 weight swing as well. Yeah, I think just obviously Willie's all needing the run and the fitness and things like that. So yeah, I would definitely think that the form would be turned around on that. I think he's probably rock solid as well, Narciso Has, in terms of did he run a really good time on the day? I think was it the quickest of the 4 hurdles, if I remember rightly, or something. So I'd say he's definitely the standout in the juveniles division at the minute. And yeah, I can see him winning well in this. I won't want to get involved at 4 to 5 myself, but I can see him being quite a short price for the triumph after this race. And yeah, like I say, I'm just keeping an eye on the ones in behind, to be honest, for the Boodles. There's the other one, Gigginstown one, Barbazon as well, I was looking at. So yeah, I think he's 20-1. I probably won't get involved in this race with him, but later down the line for those handicap hurdles, maybe. Yeah, that's me really.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I'm in a bit of two minds here at the moment with the race. I can't figure out if Narciso Has is just going to sort of blow Mange 2 away or not. When they met at Down Royal, they had a horse called Adrian, 9.5 lengths back of Narciso Has. When Narciso Has won last time out, he was only 10 lengths behind. So it's not really much of an improvement. But again, different days, different races, they did work out different. But Narciso Has is the only course and distance winner in the race too. I think it's quite significant, mind. I must say that that Paul Townend's riding Salma Davari here. I do like the fact they're willing to sort of pitch her in here, you know, on her first start for Willie Mullins too. They did the same with Majbra before he went on to win the Triumph. So there could be something in there, but these front two do look pretty solid, and it'd be nice to see a good performance from one of them regardless. Okay, moving on to the Irish Arkle, the 255 over 2 miles, just the 3-runner race. We've got Romeo Coolio, 8-15, Cargase at 2-1, and then Down Mexico at 22-1. Just throwing it out there, what does everyone think of the whole Kopek malarkey? Anything in that? There's been a few wild comments thrown around. Some people have felt like the owners have thrown them off a little bit. Some have.
Yeah, absolute idiots, Joe. So yeah, the owners have spent like tens, if not hundreds of thousands of pounds to get into this game, and then they've just lied to everyone so they can nick about 500 quid off the exchange.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot in it, was there?
If you're seeing him drifting and you're going in again and again and again, and you know the fact that the horse is very unlikely, or there's a massive doubt as to whether he's going to be ready to line up, you've got one person to blame, and that's yourself. Do not have a go at the owners. I think Willie is very much, and as he should be, he does what he wants to do, and his communication and whatnot with owners, they won't really have a say, will they, in terms of the route the horses will go. It's not a democracy, it's a dictatorship, and the reason why he's so brilliant is because of that. There's one person to look at if you've done your dough on Kopek for the DRF, and that's yourself. Ridiculous.
Yeah, I love that, mate. I love that because I agree. And to be fair, if you look at the McCarthys on Twitter, they're very transparent. They're always happy to give people an opinion, and you know they're very approachable. So I don't see the problem with it with myself. And you should be under the assumption that as soon as he was as big as Cargase and bigger, then you know there was definitely going to be a big question mark to whether he turns up. I don't think they've done anything wrong. James, have you got the winner here, or any opinion on the Kopek sabbatical?
Not really. No, I think like you say, the owners, they seem like nice guys. They're always open and honest on Twitter. So yeah, in that sense, that they've done nothing wrong for me either. I think this will play out with Cargese is quite free going, isn't she? I think
very,
yeah, she's very free going. I'm not sure. I mean, she'll like the ground. I think she'll probably just set this up for Romeo Coolio, if I'm honest, to outstay her towards the end. Maybe that's the way I'd be looking at it. Obviously, definitely not a betting heat anyway, but she'll definitely give him a race, I think. But yeah, I can't see anything other than a Romeo win, if I'm honest. Well, I mean, that's then going to send him to the Arkle at Cheltenham, I would have thought.
Yeah.
And I think we've spoken before, Joe. I think, I do think he'll be better up in trip. I would have liked to have seen him in the 2 mile 5 on Sunday, but obviously, looking at this race, I can definitely see why they've come here. So I can't see him going and winning this and then thinking, they're going to step up in trip and go for a Browns.
Correct. Yeah.
So yeah, I think he'll win, to be honest.
Yeah, I do as well. I really certainly hope so. Given £7 Cargase, like you said, it's not going to be easy, James, is it? I mean, like, I can't see him running away by 5, 6, 7 lengths. I think they're all going to be all out, and then Romeo's going to just be holding her a couple of lengths sort of up the straight. Bo, any difference of opinion here? Because I am in the same boat as James, really, in the fact that I think I do now. I've chopped and changed all season, but I am now convinced that he would be better going up in trip, and I actually think he would beat in Final Demand. But there's no point talking hypotheticals, is there? Is he a good thing here? 8-15?
No, it's a no bet for me. I could see a world where, I mean, to me, His last run really is stuck in my head about the fact that he struggled to go over the line against Irish Panther. Cargesi and Irish Panther are just worlds apart in terms of class. So I would have that in the back of my head, but I wouldn't want to play 8 to 15, and I probably wouldn't want to play the 2 to 1 on Cargesi because of the ground, and it's a bit of an unknown if she's because of the way she runs, like if she's even going to get home. So it's one of them where I'm not going to have a bet either way.
I mean, will Romeo like the ground?
I think
he's only run on, has it been soft? This will be the softest ground by far that he's encountered as well. So it's no certainty, is it, that he'd like it either?
It's definitely no certainty. I do think he'll be okay on it. But like you said, it's questionable, isn't it? Because it makes it harder to jump. It takes more effort for these horses to jump in these conditions. So he's going to again have to be foot perfect. And like you said, he's not a horse with like a rapid turn of foot. He's not going to go off and win by 10. You wouldn't imagine, even if it's set up for him.
Yeah.
So like I think you're very right to question that, James, because he's going to have to be ridden really well to get the right ride to make sure that he has the beating of her, because she's all speed, like she's rapid. Going to take some stopping. Bo, you said no bet, I guess. Craig?
So my opinion is, before I dip into the race, the bit I can't get my head around is, look at this from a Romeo Coolio owner's perspective, trainer's perspective. This meeting was your only chance between now and Cheltenham to find out if your horse could stay and be good enough to have a go at the trip, the ground. So I don't understand why they've just decided to wait for Copehead to board decision before making that. I would thought to myself, why not go for the 2 mile or 5, see how the horse gets on. You can always drop back in trip to go for an Arkle anyway. Whereas now, the fact they're going for the Irish Arkle, for me, means there's absolutely no way that they can now go for a Browns, regardless of what the result. There's no way that we can jump from 2 mile 1 all the way to 3 mile 2 around Cheltenham. So I'm a little bit puzzled as to why they've done that. I'd have thought they might have gone for the 2 mile 5, get beat, and then they're okay, we're an Arkle horse with Cheltenham. Whereas now, I mean, what happens now? Cargesi beats Romeo Coolio on Saturday. What do they do there? Because
then we're all fucked.
The Arkle Cheltenham. Yeah, but the Arkle Cheltenham's 1 mile 7 for a start. It's over a shorter distance. I think Cargesi is a quicker horse than Romeo Coolio. And yeah, I think the does a bit of a no-win situation, really. Which is a bit baffling, but anyway, as we're going to the race itself, I'd be all over Cargesi. I think Cargesi is a better horse than Irish Panther. I think first time out, you can excuse a couple of mistakes. Second time, Cargesi's beat Lovely Hurling pretty much the same distance as what Copehead Board has. She seemed to jump really well. She seemed to enjoy herself around the track. Listen, I'll come Saturday, if she's 2 to 1, I think I'd have a bet on her to beat Romeo Coolio. I think she comes a bit quick. She might just get too far away from him, and I don't think it's as easy to reel her in if she's on a going day and gets away with that. Excuse me, unlike Irish Panther. So no, I think at 2 to 1, I'd be all over Cargesi rather than Romeo Coolio. But do you know what? The way that horse racing is the last 12 months, you might as well put a bet on the Imrid Bromwich outside at 20 to 1 and see what.
That's it. Yeah, no, I don't disagree. Like in the fact like she's going to run a big race, because they'll let her just go from the front as well, and that's when she's doing her best stuff. They can just let her sort of, if she's free, just let her off the reins and she'll go about her business. So not going to be a pushover by any chance. But I really want Romeo to go into Cheltenham with that string of 1s. Liam,
How bad do we think the ground's going to be?
Very bad. I think it's going to be
heavy.
Oh, definitely. I think it'll be.
The going update today was like, wasn't it like yielding to soft or something on the chase course?
Yeah.
That actually a real true respective of like what it is?
I'd say it's going to be soft to heavy. I can't see any other. I don't see where how they could sort of preempt a heavy going Dublin Racing Festival. We've had the monsoon, and then 2 days later assume it's like good to soft to soft. That just doesn't compute in my brain. But maybe I'm wrong. Liam, who do you fancy in the race? Like,
Yeah, I think Romeo will win. I think he's a quality animal. However, I do think he's in the same mold as Ballyburn, Bob Ollinger, and others that have won the Ballymore previously. I think he ends up in no man's land a little bit.
Yeah.
He doesn't quite want three currently. He is not sharp enough for two, but he's very talented. And I just think, therefore, it may be towards the. He just needs to mature a bit, and I think in a couple of seasons he'll be far competitive in like open company. And the same way that we've seen that with Bob Ollinger, obviously winning the Stayers. I think Ballyburn will come back in the next couple of seasons. But yeah, I think he's just caught in a little bit of no man's land. But he's got too much class, in my opinion, mate. And just for interest, I'll probably have a tenner on a treble or a fourfold, because that's the way it's looking. But as Bo actually mentioned off air before we started, this is the sort of meeting you can go, you can enjoy really good horses, enjoy the racing, and not have to feel like you have to have a bet. It's just one for purists. So yeah, Romeo wins.
Liam, if only we had a 2.5 mile Grade 1 novice chase at the festival.
Oh, don't go there. Don't go there.
You'd be a shoo-in for it, though, wouldn't he? You'd be an absolute good thing for
I don't know. I think you'd get Romeo versus Lolanda. But
The
actually,
thing-
it's a bit of game spirit, doesn't it?
I don't think it's really like Hendo's MO to send them up to the middle distance.
Yeah.
I think that's why Django will go Gold Cup as well. It's 2 or 3, like, it's like
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the other thing as well with the festival, like the Ryanair just needs canning, just needs binning. Obviously, let's not get into it, but yeah, but then again, Bob Ollinger ran in that. He struggled for the next 2 years, then revert back to hurdles. So it doesn't mean that it's any better or more beneficial for novices.
Yeah, fair enough, mate. Fair enough. Okay, well, we will move.
Gallopin did all right.
Say that again, Craig.
Gallopin jumps to some of that.
You're
Yeah.
going to have to go a third time, Craig.
It cut out a bit, Craig. Sorry.
He's in the bath again.
I'm so relaxed. You don't see me bottom half. No, I was saying he didn't do too bad for Gallopin de Champs' career, did it? Even though he fell, he didn't win it
Exactly,
like
yeah.
did he? But
Yeah, true. That was the same race as Bob Ollinger, wasn't it?
Gallopin de Champs, who's that?
I'm
I think what you're
expecting
saying.
I'm expecting
I think
to.
it's good to bring a horse on. I think that's the thing. If you've got a horse that maybe might bottom further in time, it's just a nice introduction to 2.5 and deep belt as you go into all the following.
I completely agree with your point. I actually did some analysis around this for the start of the season. The number of horses that run the RSA versus that old Turners that go on to be competitive in open company in the Gold Cup, there's a gnat's penis between it. No difference.
Interesting. All right. Okay. Well, look, I'm praying to God Romeo gets it done. Big fan of the big fan of the connection. So let's hope it all goes to plan, as it did just about without Kairos today. Okay, we move on to the 3:30. We've got the Irish Gold Cup. We've got a proper race here. 13 runners, but when you look at the card, it looks like there's 20 on there. Galopin de Champs at 13-2. You got Gaelic Warrior. Galopin de Champs at 13-8. Gaelic Warrior at 13-2. Factor File at 7-1. Affidel Fury at 9-1. 10-1 for the reigning Gold Cup champion. I know the way you're thinking. And any price you like for the remainder. This is going to be a proper race. Does Galopin get the job done here, Bo?
I don't know. 13 horses, 6 Cheltenham Festival winners, 1 Grand National winner, and 1 Savills Chase winner. That's not a bad lineup, is it? I mean, if there's a race that didn't need my £7.50, it's one of these. I think he's got stiff opposition here, obviously. I'm a massive fan of Gaelic Warrior. I've got a lot of skin in him for the Cheltenham Gold Cup. But, this is Galopin's backyard. I hope Galopin goes and does it, regardless of whatever my bets are for the Gold Cup, because, what he's going for his 4th, is he? That would just be insane. And obviously I'll be there to see it. So, want to witness that. But it is a stiff task. He obviously comes on for his first run, which is what everyone's saying. And it was a good performance. Looked for a split second like jumping the second last or whatever it was that he might go and trounce them. But yeah, I just wonder whether like he's running 3 Gold Cups, he's won 2 Gold Cups. Is the horse just not the same as what he was? And he's on the drift. Gaelic Warrior, the young pretender. He would be the one that I'd take him on with anyway, definitely out of all of them. But yeah, I think it's just going to be a great spectacle. It doesn't need to carry my money, so yeah, galloping to lift it. I hope.
I don't think just the roof will come off. I think the stand will just collapse if he wins. The roar last year was just unbelievable. I've never felt sort of anything outside of Cheltenham. So, just a crowd or an electric feel of that. It was just amazing. The commentary as well, when he's just saying Galopan's containing them. And then he calls out, it's the stuff of legends here at Leopardstown. I just love that stuff. Love it. James, the right favourite, but is he backable at 13-8? It does feel short this year, doesn't it? Because the race looks a bit tougher.
Yeah, I won't be getting involved at that price. I do, like Bo, I hope he wins. I've just got a feeling this year that he won't. And I'm looking through. There's a couple that I was looking at a little bit further down. I do like the look of Spindleberry. I think she's very good, but I do think she might end up in the mares. And the other one was Iron Maximus. He did get hampered last time by the winner. Obviously stays a lot further than this as well. He might be one that I have a look at on the day, just as an each way interest, but not really got. I don't think you can really have a strong opinion on this. I'm just in the same camp as everybody else. I hope Galopan goes on and wins and tees him up for his Gold Cup.
Affordale Fury there, Liam. Any chance of a backup from that win in the Savills?
Potentially, yeah. I think he's probably overlooked yet again.
It's easy to overlook these horses, isn't it, when they just jump into the picture out of nowhere? But
absolutely,
it's no fluke, was it?
No, exactly that. And then the form gets franked, he does it again, and then people start to take notice. But by that point in time, his price is lapsed and there's no value in it. I would probably play Iron Maximus each way in this. He ran really well the last day. I'm a little bit frustrated with Lecky Watson. I did fancy him for the Gold Cup, given how obviously he won the Browns last year. This race is one of the primary reasons as to why I changed my mind and decided to go over to Dublin. If Galloping does it, I don't care about screwing my ticket up and throwing it wherever in a bin, obviously socially responsible and all that, rather than on the floor. But yeah, it'd be incredible. I think also the fact that people suggested that he hadn't captured people's minds, I think was one of the headlines in the Racing Post, wasn't it, before the DRF last year? The Olays that rang out then. I remember him jumping, I think it was 2 out, and just the gasp of the whole stand was incredible. So I suppose more emotive it is than pocket. Grangeclair West is overpriced, as he always is, but obviously he'll be going back for another tilt at the National. But the play for me is Iron Maximus, Jack Kennedy on, as opposed to riding for Gordon each way at 14s. But if Iron Maximus, if I back him and he gets chinned by Galloping, I'll still be cheering in the stands, as daft as that sounds.
No, that's good, mate. All good stuff. I'm in a similar boat. I like if you at a decent price. Lecky Watson's my Grand National horse. I really like Iron Maximus here. I don't think Factor Files. I got a feeling they're not gonna run him here. Say again.
I think that as well, yeah.
Yeah, like you wouldn't want to go into the Ryanair after 3 losses this season, 3 tough races. It just doesn't really make sense, does it? I'm not saying
on this ground.
Exactly. He hasn't really got many options anywhere else either. I think we're going to have a monster clash between 2 horses here, though, fighting out a finish. It's going to be the 2-time Gold Cup winner, Galopin de Champs, and Gaelic Warrior. This is his time to shine, if you ask me. I know he's not a massive fan of Leopardstown. It doesn't really concern me, actually. I think he's been getting better as he's gone out in trip. I can't see him far away at all. I think people are latching on to the fact that he doesn't like the track too much. He's a monster of a horse. His Gold Cup is approaching, and I think we're going to have a Galopan and Gaelic 1-2. Craig, we didn't get your opinion, I don't think.
No, sorry, mate. Cut out. Just to jump on my phone. I don't know what's up with me
It's
laptop.
it's the signal from the bath.
Yeah.
That's what it is, mate.
Well, we're going to see a little rubber ducky go across the bottom in a minute.
Just put it at the bottom of the screen.
Could see
No,
worse.
yeah, very true. You have to put an over 18 one, wouldn't you? Um, no, so for me with this race, there's a couple of horses that I can instantly just put a line through, in my opinion. If that's one of them. I'd also put a line through Gaelic Warrior. I don't think he likes my
Oh,
first time.
Craig,
Can't believe
No,
you've done
listen,
that to us.
get off.
How dare you?
listen. I'm not
You know
saying
nothing.
Thanks, Bob. One.
I'm not having it of his day maybe in Cheltenham, but I'm just saying he hates left side. He's only ever won a handicap around Cheltenham, around Leicester. That's it. So I can scrub it my line through him. I know the way you're thinking. If anybody's backing him, you must have more money than sense based on what we've seen so far. And then you sort of get into the bigger prices. Spindleberry is ridiculously intriguing as to why they're running her here. From what I can gather online, I think it's more like the owners that are pushing to run her
Well, why
um,
wouldn't you? Yeah, you should
in
do.
the race. And listen, she's done absolutely nothing wrong so far. She looks an absolute superstar of a mare. Could cause a conundrum, I suppose, if she runs a massive race here as to where they go at the festival. But I'm a bit like some of you guys. I'm more interested in maybe a couple of each way prices. Monty Star always just jumps out at me sometimes every now and then. Monty Star run a massive race last time. I think he came fifth when Affordale Fury won the Savills. Now, you can also argue this might be a bit more of a tougher race, but a lot of these horses are re-opposing each other. Um, got a bit outpaced halfway through, but I don't know. Monty Star stayed on really, really well that day, and will be absolutely fine with the ground. I think you can get about 50 to 1 at this moment in time on Monty Star. Now, I'm not saying that the horse will win the race, but I would like Galopan to win. I must admit. I was there when you were talking about it last time, and it was mental. I think it was over the second last. It looked like Galopan was going to get headed by a couple of horses on the outside. I was going, oh, not too sure, and then just winged the last and went away. So I'm going to have a little bit of a speculative bet on Monty Star each way, and I'd be happy for Galopan to win the race.
So if Monty Star and Gallopin are having a humdinger, Craig, coming 100 yards out, and Galopan just pips him, are you in the same boat as Liam? Then are you happy to throw your 50 to 1 slip in a
What do you care about more, Craig? The sport or your pocket?
You know what, Liam? I've always said this, Liam. It's awful love of the game, mate. Do you know what I mean? Awful love of racing. If racing fans go, I'm happy, then I'm happy.
I can't.
Joe, can I just ask a question?
Of course, you can, mate. Yeah.
So I know the way you're thinking. If he's 7 to 1 at the moment for Cheltenham in March, if he bombs again, like we're probably expecting him to do, what price do you think we get about the Gold Cup? And at what price does he become backable?
15.
Tens. Don't think I've got much myself.
What did you say, Liam?
15 to 2. They don't come. They don't drift like they can track, do they? Unfortunately,
certainly not in graded races as well, like this. And it's like I made a bit of a prediction beginning of the season that he wouldn't win a race all year, and so far so good. So I'm hoping in the nicest way.
I'd have a go if he went to tens. I'd have a go at him.
But what I will say, isn't it wild, Bo, that Craig's dug us out for Gaelic Warrior, and then he sticks up Monty's Star.
Hey, I haven't dug you out. Let's be right.
Unbelievable.
I haven't dug you out.
Unbelievable conduct.
I've not dug you out. I've just shit.
If Monty Star does win, Panic Attack beat him by 50 odd lengths, so she'd be a shoo-in for the Rein.
There you go. See, the form lines are there.
Monty Star's only got nearly £20 to make up with the leaders.
Yeah, unreal last year though, wasn't it? Like the ride from Townend to give Galopan that breather at the right time to let them get close enough, just so he still had enough though to pull away, was obscene. Right, onto the bumper, the 440, the Paddy Power Countdown Podcast National Hunt Flat Race. No Willie Mullins bumper runner for the first time in God knows how many years. It's only a game at 13 to 8. Charismatic Kid at 7 to 4. 6 to 1 there for Rahuko Mac. And any price you like for the remainder. Guys, I've got nothing in here, and I love a good bumper, but I can't really find much class from what I can see. Anyone got a strong fancy, first of all?
Correct me if I'm wrong. So Jasmine DeVoe, Facile Vega, obviously Bambino Fever in the Mares bumper. They've all won the DRF, haven't they, in the bumper, then gone on to win the champion bumper.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Anna Dream Share.
Yeah, Dream Share as well. Yeah, yeah.
So whatever wins it, back for the champion
Back in
bumper.
for the bumper. Yeah, all right. Well, who does win it then, Liam?
Couldn't care less, Joe, but probably the favourite.
Got it. Got it. Fair enough. Bo?
Well, I've backed Charismatic Kid for the bumper.
Yeah.
In Cheltenham. So yeah, hoping he wins.
What price did you get him for the bumper?
I think he was 25.
Is he? Okay.
I think. I don't know what price he's now. But yeah, don't have much of a strong opinion. Hopefully he puts up a nice performance. Bought by Gigginstown, moved to Elliott. It was a nice win on debut. So I don't know.
Bo, Craig?
Yeah, you probably have to go with Charismatic Kid, I think. Obviously, Harris wants Jones to ride him as well. Obviously, he'll have the pick of that. Yeah, again, unoriginal. I thought it won well on its debut. I must admit, it's only a game's interesting, but I must admit those silks don't normally go bumpers, Cheltenham, do they? I think they're normally.
They will win it this year. They will win it this year.
So we'll see. But again, I mean, there's trends are there to be broken out. A bigger price, Broadway Ted. He's probably worth a second look. I know obviously he might look like he's the second string of the Elliott horses, but I thought he won well. To be fair, he were over at Air, wasn't he? I think Sean Boyne rode it. So yeah, but again, not really a strong fancy. I think it's another one of those races that is pretty difficult to call, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah, I agree. James, anything to add?
I actually quite like the look of the bumper anyway, even if there isn't a Willys runner in it. I do think it's not a bad little race, to be fair. Charismatic Kid, looking forward to seeing him. I think there's been a good bit of chatter about him at Gordon's. First run for Gordon and Gigginstown, so that'll be interesting. He'd be probably the one that I'd back, but I'm a bit annoyed. I missed the belt on him. I think when I was looking, just as they released the list of horses at the press day, and Harry Swan was actually on riding on him, and I think I put in the group, didn't I? I think he was about 5-1 then or something. And obviously he's been backed right in now, so I've kind of missed the boat on that one. But yeah, I thought that was quite interesting that Harry Swan was sat on him. Obviously there was a load of other bumper horses and stuff in there as well, but it's only a game. He was impressive and stuff last time. But yeah, it'd be a good one to watch. But I'm not sure where I'll play it on the day if I even get involved. Probably not, but I'll definitely be watching.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. I'll just mention Rajuko Mack just because no one sort of has at the moment. But on his debut in his bumper, he was second to Ballyfad by like half a length. I really like him. And then he went on and beat the Turley horse, Looking for 8 at Limerick, I think it was as well.
Yeah.
Form's probably quite strong there based on his price, but I'm not going to have a bet, so it's probably pointless me mentioning it at all. Right, we're going to go on to Sunday, where we don't have the declarations as of yet, but we're going to start by taking a look at the Ladbrokes Novice Chase, the Grade 1, yielding soft ground, 2 mile, 5.5 furlongs. Final demand at 4-9. You've got K Doty at 13-2, Western Fold at 8-1. Again, any price you like really for the remainder. Jimmy Desoy's in here at 12-1. I'm not sure if he is an intended runner or not, but he would be a little bit interesting. Maybe the ground's a little bit soft for him though. But James, point and shoot job for final demand, is it?
It looks that way, I think. Yeah, I mean, he's a proper 3 miler. I think he'll go on this ground. Probably not his best trip, hence why I was wanting to see Romeo in this, because I like you, Joe. I think Romeo would have beaten him. I think we called that. We were calling that for weeks and weeks, weren't we? But it does look like now, with the softer heavy, this is going to be a proper slog, and I do think Final Demand will probably win. There are some other interesting ones and stuff in there as well. Ked Diorti was one that I was quite taken with last time when he beat Wingmen. Whether he's going to be good enough to beat Final Demand, probably not. He wasn't beaten far by Itzbuel, if that's the right pronunciation, who runs at Sandown and obviously won at Kempton over Christmas. A horse that I like. So he might be interesting at bigger prices. But yeah, looking further down, there's probably not an awful lot that's going to get into it. I would say this is probably, point and steer.
Okay. Bo, Final Demand. or something else?
I'll probably back Western Fold.
Oh, okay.
We've spoken on the podcast before. Well, me and Craig have about final demands price for the Browns. I don't think he's warranted it. I'm just going to take him on with something. Western Fold is a horse that I've been a fan of. Obviously, won the plate quite nicely, and I think everyone's latched onto that form with Affordale Fury. He is still technically a novice, even though he's run against the likes of Affordale Fury and Envoy Allen at Down Royal. But he's rated 157. I'd like to see him turn up here and put in a good showing. He's had a good break. So, yeah, he's about 8-1. I don't know if this is even the plan for him to go. Obviously, we haven't got the decks.
Yeah.
But if he was to turn up, I'd definitely be taking him. Final demand on with him.
Craig?
Yeah, I think he's short. His final demand. But again, it's what you're going to take him on with, which is the problem. Jimmy Desai, like I say, if he takes on this, could be interesting one.
Craig, you're on twice on my screen. Don't know if there's anybody else's.
I mean, I think I can mute the other one. Wait there. Don't do anything, Craig.
There you are.
He's just got out the bath. He's just getting dry.
Oh, we're all right now. I'll get rid of my towel. Hang on a minute.
You got some soap, I think, still on your side.
Bit of towel.
But no, I'm similar to Bo. I am interested to see if Western Fold is declared for the race. I just think 2-5 is just so short. I can half see why he's 2-5, but at the same time, I can't help but think we could have a bit of an upset here. I don't think that will tarnish him, by the way, for Cheltenham by no stretch of the imagination. I do think he is an out-and-out 3 mile 2 horse, 3 mile horse, whatever you want to call him. But I've just got a funny feeling that something might just pick him for a little bit of speed, possibly. Western Fold is of interest if he gets declared. Jimmy Desai, I'm not too sure about. Western Fold. I'll go with Western Fold, I think.
Okay, and Liam.
Is this going up tonight, Joe?
Yes.
One of the best each way bets of the season. Western Fold at 8-1 each way. You can get 2 places. Jimmy Desai potentially doesn't run. Kitzbühel, Romeo, Carlo Conti all definitely don't, because they're going obviously Romeo to the 2 mile and the other 2 are coming over to Britain. He's 157 rated. He's beaten Affordale Fury. He's had 10 chase starts. It's ridiculous. He's still a novice. He's beaten horses, or at least competed in fields that Final Demand has never seen in his life. I did actually back him win only the other day. Okay. He's an incredible price at 8-1, 2 places each way bet. Western Fold.
Is he going to run?
That's the only thing he could do, because he might not run boat. That's the only way that he's not the best each way bet of the season. But
he's been backed in a bit. He went from 12s down to 8. So
I think they'll run him. I don't see what they got to lose, really. He hasn't run for nearly 100 days. I
just didn't know if they'd keep him till Cheltenham.
No, sure. I think they will personally. I literally have no info or anything sort of.
That's just a question, just randomly. Do any of you think that Gordon, given the fact that he probably thinks in the back of his mind he's got half a chance to win the trainer's title?
Yeah,
he could end up screwing over like the springtime, the festivals, because he's throwing horses into races that he never has done. He's changing it over.
Well, he's not had a good Cheltenham for a few years, though, has he? So he's not exactly screwing much up there.
Oh, Jesus, Bo. Poor Gordo. He tunes in, No.
Does he?
Obviously, he doesn't. He doesn't.
Oh, sugar.
But look, I think they'll run him. I do. He's going to cut up big time this race. And yeah, fair play, Abby.
His final demand, does it not make a mockery of his price in the Browns? If he's 1-2 here and you've already picked out all of them horses that definitely aren't going to run and some might not run, and he's 1-2. I mean, obviously he's going to go off shorter, but I mean that's mental that his Browns price is shade of odds on evens. He's only 1-2 here.
The thing is, though, boy, you've probably only got, well, in my eyes anyway, there's probably only two horses that might give him a race at Cheltenham, I think.
Nah.
One of them, I think one of the horses, I think somebody in this chat's very, very interested in. Probably very, well, very invested as well. And then the other one's the Big Westerner. I think Wendigo and the Big Westerner are probably the only two horses that can really put it up to him. I think over 3 miles, I think he's going to be a different horse. The only thing, and we've said this on our pod as well. I don't know if again you two agree, Liam and Joe, but what form has Final Demand currently got in the form book to merit these prices that he's
Yeah.
going out?
Well,
Because I can't get my head around that. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't understand it. The yellow plate completely flopped every time it's been out since that beat it at Cheltenham. The new lines stepped down to 2 miles and didn't look, in my opinion, hugely convincing last time out, even though beating him in Lion. So I don't understand it at the same time. Even though I think he will probably be good
I know
3 mile.
what
I
you
don't
mean.
understand why now.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. 'Cause he's not flashy, is he? Like he for me, he is a 3 miler on really sort of soft ground. And we saw last time when he beat Gold Dancer, it's not like he pulled away and finds a turn of foot. So I just don't know. I've been a little bit lukewarm on him all season, sort of Final Demand. I'm not so sure. I don't know why, and I don't know if that's just because I think Romeo would beat him over this trip. If that's what makes me a bit lukewarm.
You can argue, Joe, that his best performance that we've ever seen him put up was probably at the DRF
Yeah,
this year.
yeah, over
But
hurdles.
then again, though, dissect that form. A lot of the horses behind were looking for marks when they ran. I mean, I think Carnique that come second to him. I think it
Yeah,
might have been.
Carnick, yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
So, I mean, we're not talking about superstars here. And I'm not knocking the horse or connections or anything like that. I just
Good.
don't understand the price. I
You
don't
are
understand
you are a bit.
But this is the problem with the uncompetitive nature of like the main bulk of the season, isn't it? They go around
Yeah.
big threes, and then everyone thinks they're a good thing. Look at last year. How many of the amount of odds-on favourites that were beaten at the festival? It was obscene last year.
Thing I always think about in Final Demand is how terrible was Ballyburn last year, and he achieved a whole lot more in his career than Final Demand has. And I actually think there's loads of horses in the Browns that could beat him. I mean, you just look in his own stable, and there's horses that can beat him. Hello,
I remember, I
the
remember before.
English.
I remember watching that Ballyburn race with you at the DRF last year, and there were everybody, not just you, but everyone waxing absolute lyrical, going, "Oh my God, Ballyburn for the Browns, Ballyburn for the Browns." And I think sometimes it's easy to get sucked in, isn't it? When you see a horse put up a performance at one of these festivals, it's easy to get sucked in.
Well done, Craig. You were right. I was wrong.
He beat
Thanks. We can move on now. That's fine.
beat Slade Steel, didn't he? Was Dancing City? Oh no, of course he ran in the
That was the bumper, I think, Joe. That bumper form line.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what came to my mind anyway, sort of thing. But
Yeah.
anything else to add then, lads, or should we move on?
Move on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay. Fine. Right, we move on to the Tattersalls Island Novice Hurdle, the Grade 1 over 2 miles. Really looking forward to this race. Talk the talk, 2-1. Couldn't have him for love nor money. Me. King Rasco Grey at 11-4. You've got Ballyfad at 4-1. And again, you've then pretty much got any price you want on the rest because we don't really know who's going to turn up. I'm just going to stick my head out here straight away and say that Talk the Talk is nowhere near the superstar that everyone's talking him about to be. I don't think he's got half the class that they're assuming. And I think the fact that connections are also contemplating whether he's a supreme horse or a Turner's horse tells you the answer right there straight away. So I will be taken on Talk the Talk anyway. It's easy to assume that he was just going to go on and beat Skylight Hustle, but didn't look like that to me. I do think he'll be a proper good chaser in the making for next season, but he would, again, he's going to be similar to Dr. Steinberg. I'll take Talk the Talk on probably on the exchanges. So someone come and take my money. Liam, who do you fancy in the Grade 1?
King Rasco Grey. I really like him. It's easy not to be swayed by like any sort of single piece of information or data. But obviously, me and yourself, Joe, will speak to Andy Holding a little bit. Obviously, he's a very good judge. It's interesting to get his insight with regards to speed figures and things like that. He suggested this horse could be a proper weapon, given what Rick over Christmas. I've subsequently gone back and watched it. Obviously, he beat Shuttle Diplomacy. People suggested that wasn't even the form being franked and rah rah rah. His form left-handed, right-handed. Anyhow, I tipped him at sevens. I then tipped him again at fours. He's now 11-4. He is my idea of the winner, and I think that he will go the same route as Sir Gerhard and Ballyburn. He'll win this, and I think he is a player in the Turners, and that's after seeing him after one run. So a bit of a bold shout, but talking from my pocket, but I'm going to run with it.
You don't think he'd go to the Supreme like if he won this? No.
Given what Ruby's been saying over the last few weeks,
Okay.
the fact that he will place the horses where they've got best chance, there's a lot of depth to the Supreme, and he was doing his best work at the finish. I thought at Limerick Joe. I'm not sure if you disagree or anyone else
No,
does.
fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he'll be a Ballymore horse.
Okay. James?
Just come off mute. No, I agree with Liam there. King Rasco Grey, and actually, I think he ran in was it 2 mile 2 or 2 mile 3 national flat race. So, like you were saying, Liam, he's doing his best work at the end of them races. So, yeah, I do like the shuttle diplomacy form as well. That's backed it up with a nice win last time. The other one I was looking at was, and I don't know whether it'll run, was the Noel Mead horse Blake. I thought he was quite a big price. He pushed Cocktail Brute all the way last time. He didn't run any sort of race over Christmas, but he was short enough at 4-1. I think he burst the blood vessel or something. Back in third there was the Passing Wife, and we saw what that horse did the other day to Dr. Dominiel. So he'd be one at a bigger price. I don't know if he'll run. He's got a flat background as well from Chapel Irons, so and there's one on heavy, so he'd be one that I'd look at each way. But again, I don't know whether he'll run. But like Liam, I think the most likely winner will be King Rasco Grey, and like you, Joe, I couldn't have the favourite at all coming off the back of that fall. And I don't think it was any given certainty either that he had Skylight Hustle covered either. I think that would have been closer than a lot of people are thinking. So yeah, that'd be my take.
Yeah. Okay. Bo?
Yeah, like the lads. I think King Rasco Grey's one of my strongest bets probably of the weekend, I would say. I've backed him for the Ballymore as well. I said on our podcast just after Christmas that I was the most impressed with his performance over Christmas. He sort of went really under the radar. I know he was receiving weight, but I think put another stone on his back, he would have done the same thing. The horse in second's gone and won. Horse in third, we haven't seen yet, but he was one that a lot of people were talking about as being a very, very nice horse. And the fourth has won as well. So, yeah, I've backed him for this, and I've backed him for the Ballymore. And I think with a certain star in the Supreme, I think a lot of the good ones will be deflected to the Ballymore. I think Mighty Park and King Rasco Grey will be Willie's two main darts at the Turners, I would think. Full Town and obviously taking the ride on King Rasco.
Okay. And Craig, any difference of opinion there at all?
No, I agree that talk isn't. Yeah, I can't have mastered the fall. That is for certain. I don't think his jumping is particularly great either, if I'm honest with you. So I think he might get found out a little bit. King Rascal Grey, agree with everyone what they've been saying about him. Makes complete sense, and the form stacking up. I really like Ballyfad for Gordon Elliott. I think his form as well. I mean, last time out he beat Elliott of Willie Mullins, who's since come out and absolutely slouched up. So he's probably the only other one that I would have a little bit of a fancy for. Again, would I have a strong opinion on either one? No. For a bit of interest in this race, I might even be worth. I might have a little tickle on reverse forecast, possibly King Rascal Grey and Ballyfad. I think them two are the best two horses in the race. Looking further down the list, there'll be a lot of these that probably will get pulled out. David Crockett's a strange. I mean, I thought he was completely out and injured at one point. Now he seems to have come back to life. And he was fair for Supreme, wasn't he? All first started up and stuff like that. But I think he seems like more of a spring horse, so I can't see him running And then at bigger prices, if you want to ignore its last run, Mr. Pessimistic of Mid Bromhead possibly at a big price would run well. I mean, it's his first defeat last time out in the Youth Champions novices. I think, to be fair, I know it weakens obviously what last and stuff, but I think probably Dairo Keith might look after him a little bit. So if he can forgive that, he might run well at a big price as well.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with Craig. I've got it between King Rasco Grey and Ballyfad. I love that Ballyfad form. And the fact that he actually won a bumper and then they were happy just to kick on with him over hurdles a month later just tells me sort of what they think of him too. But then you've got King Rasco Grey 11-4. I think he's going to go for like 13-8 myself. I think him and Talk the Talk are going to flip in that market. So the bet right now is probably King Rasco Grey, but I am deeply intrigued by Ballyfad. I think it's quite easy to just look at Gordon's horses on paper, then look at the Silks and just think they are what they are. But he could be a touch classy. So I have it between the pair anyway, but I wouldn't be surprised to see King Rasco Great go off favourite. I'll probably end up just laying Talk the Talk. Okay, we move on to the Ladbrokes Dublin Chase, 2 mile, 1 furlong. Madgeborough 6-4, the Mighty Marine at 2-1, Solness at 100-30. Or we should say the Mighty Solness because he's awesome at Leopardstown, to be fair to him. Energumene at 10-1, and then any price you like for the remainder. Bo, we'll come to you first.
Is Marine National going to run?
I think so, yeah, I do.
You mean think? Come on, Joe, you know.
Well, look, Barry and Sean have both told me that he's going to run, he's going to be declared. But when I first spoke to Barry, it was like before like the monsoon. It has, I don't think anyone expected what we were going to get. But he did also say to me that the chase track generally like dries a little bit quicker. But of course, by the time we get to this, we are on Sunday. The plan though is to run him. Barry doesn't want to go into Cheltenham without, a sort of solid run. And I don't think you'd want to go to Cheltenham off the back of that previous effort over, last time out.
I think in that case, I think Marine at 2-1 is definitely the bet. If he's gonna turn up, Madgeborough just has it. He just has it all to prove for me, to be honest. He was obviously pretty rubbish in the Arkle. His last 2 runs, he's this season. I really thought they'd sort out his jumping, and they haven't fed him the magic carrots, and he still hates fences. So, you just can't be confident of him at 6-4 when you've got Marine National, who I'm not just pandering to Joe here. He is a seriously underrated horse. And he just seems to be underrated by the bookies and by the public every time. So, the sensible play is Marine National at 2-1. So, yeah, that would probably be where I'd be looking.
Craig?
Well, just like in the last race, I think obviously Bo mentioned his bet of the weekend. I think Solness is absolutely massive pricing at this moment in time. He's by far the most sensible option if anybody's having a bet in this race, in my personal opinion. But this isn't the champion chase, so I'm not saying that Rein National probably won't go on with the champion chase. I think he probably will. I think he'll be the favourite in that race. But everyone knows Solness absolutely loves Leopardstown. This is his track. He knows it inside out. It's almost like the target these type of races every single year with him to try and obviously get the wins. Madgeborough, you can't trust. I still don't think he's up to this level, possibly. I think he might be just a tad below it, even though I think everybody wants him to be at this level. Marine National, again, there is a little bit of doubt if he will, if he won't. But even if he does run, I still would fancy Solness in this particular race. As I say, Joseph will have an absolutely booking probably in his stable, ready to go for this race. He's got the form at Leopardstown to just win this race. I think I'm not saying it'll be comfortable because he never wins comfortably, but at the price, what is he now? Is he 130?
Yeah, 130, yeah.
That's ridiculous because if Marine does get pulled out for whatever reason, I'm not saying he's going to do it. If he does get pulled out, then straight away that comes flying into about 7-4, easily alongside Madgeborough. And if it's a match race between Madbury and Solness, if I asked anybody on this podcast now, if you've got a match bet between Madbury and Solness, who would you pick around Leopardstown? I don't think that many people would pick Madbury, apart from Bob. But like, I then look at the other one. Founder 50 is interesting as well. Founder 50 always seems to run his race every now and then. You won't touch your Nogami. So yeah, I mean, I just think Solness is a mad price. I can't understand how Solness isn't shorter in the market. I honestly can't. And I look at previous form, I look at current form as well. I mean, also these three met up before, and Solness won hands down. I know Marine obviously made a mistake. Was it at the second or third or something? Can't remember what it was.
Second.
I mean, Marine
Yeah,
should have beaten him. Let's be honest.
Yeah, quite possibly.
That was first time up.
Yeah, and I don't know how ready for the race Solomos was, but I think this is Solomos' champion chase. Is this race at the DRF? So I think he'd be fine ready to go, and I don't think it's the be all and end all for Barry and connections. Sorry, just for Barry. If Marine is not going to win this race.
Okay, James.
I don't really have any strong opinion. I don't think any of them will really like the ground, if I'm honest. I don't think Solness will like the ground. Marine definitely won't. I don't know whether Marine will turn up for this. You can't trust Madbury. Yeah, I wouldn't want to even get involved in this. I'll just sit and watch it.
Enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah, just enjoy it for what it is. I hope, Marine puts in a good display if he does run. I do think he'll probably win the champion chase on hopefully much better ground. But yeah, I don't think any of them will like the ground for what it is. So it could turn up anything really, any sort of race. I think Madbury has got a bit of form on heavy as well, but earlier back, I think it won on heavy at Cheltenham actually, but you just can't trust him. He's jumping and stuff. I thought after he finished second, he'd really kick on in that next start. I was expecting a big step up in form last time out, and he was completely disappointing. So I want, and he can chuck one in as well. So I definitely wouldn't be trusting him. I'll just watch it for what it is.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Fair enough. I mean, look, Solness is going to be out in front, isn't he, running his usual race? I'm going to side with Marine. Of course I am. The ground obviously is a big issue. I'm not, just because I'm a super fan, it doesn't mean I'm oblivious to the facts. The soft ground is a big disservice to sort of his chances. He's by French Navy. He's all speed. The quicker the ground, the faster he can run. It's quite simple as that, really. I did say at the beginning of the season in our anti-post shows, I said if you go into this season and you back Madbury and you back Marine Nationale, I think you had 8-1 and 5-1 at the time. I said you've got the champion chase covered. Look, Solness is 3/3 against Marine Nationale here. Marine, like we said, should have won last time out. Bias or not, he's the best horse in the race. And I hope to God that he gets it done. I really, really do. And I won't say any more. Okay, let's go on to, we won't go to there. We've got a handicap. We will go on to the Irish Champion Hurdle. Really looking forward to this. I've got a little bit of a flyer in here too. We've got Lossiemouth at 5-4, Brighter Days Ahead at 15-8, Amsterdam at 8-1, who's been a bit disappointing, Alfabiolo at 10s, and then any price you like for the remainder. James, I'm going to come straight back to you actually for this one.
Lossiemouth. Yeah, I think she'll win even more impressively than last time.
Simple as that?
Simple as that, really. Yeah, I
right.
don't. Yeah, I mean, I saw yesterday there'd been quite a lot of money for her as well, which did interest me in the fact that I had a couple of messages saying is Brighter Days Ahead even going to run? I think she will. She does run well fresh. She will take a step forward for that run. There's no doubt, but I think Lossiemouth will win even more impressively than last time. I think. Again, another short price one, like Liam was saying earlier in the show. I think I'll just chuck a tenner on an 8-fold or something like that of all these Willie Mullins shorties
and see how you get on.
And see how we get on.
Craig?
Yeah, it's been racking my brain as this race, to be honest with you, for the last few days about how I think it's going to pan out. The interesting angle in this race is what's going to make the running. I mean, last time out, Amsterdam went out like an absolutely scalding cat, didn't it? Absolutely flew and just kept going. But obviously, it was pulling all the way around. Now, I'm just wondering if they're going to try new tactics with him, or at least going to want to try and do new tactics with him. And then you look at other horses like Ballyburn. I don't know if he will run or not. El Fabiolo, lost. I don't know who's going to front run. I don't know who's going to make the run in this race. I don't know what you guys think, but I'm not too sure who's going to make the run.
Ballyburn, maybe.
Well,
yeah, Ballyburn probably right, I'd say.
You see, my only thought process then is that I mean, after just throwing Ballyburn in there as a bit of a lamb to slaughter, just to go out and then try and make a bit of running for the other ones, but it's actually a fascinating race. I don't think it's as clear cut as what anyone thinks it is. I think we're very, very tactical.
You don't want to give Ballyburn an easy lead.
Well, this is it. I mean, if we'd have been sat here this time last year saying that at the DRF in 2026, El Fabiolo is going to be 8-1 for an Irish champion hurdle, I think everyone would have just laughed. But El Fabiolo's form over hurdles, as daft as it seems, up there with the best. I mean, it's a very good, or was a very good hurdler. Amsterdam's always threatened to be good, but obviously seems to always come up a little bit short, or he has with his last two runs. Bright Days Ahead's one of her best ever performances was at Leopardstown, when she absolutely obliterated everything. And then you've got Lossiemouth, who, I mean, always seems to change my opinion on this horse. I always think she can handle too much. Then I always think no, she definitely wants more, and I'm always in between which way round I go with it. There was part of me that thought with Lossiemouth, because obviously she's got a little bit of stamina, didn't maybe try and do a little bit of an anti-power trick with her, and maybe just try and go from the front. I don't know. It's going to be fascinating. It's going to be interesting to see who goes off and who actually sits in behind. And yeah, I think tactics is going to be massive in this race. But what I would say is, because the tactics are going to be so key in this race, I'm not going to take too much into the champion hurdle picture based on this race.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's fine. Bo?
Yeah, I think Lossiemouth probably wins. She's so classy. Love her to bits. I'd like to see them try and switch Amsterdam off at the back like they did sort of at Newcastle.
Surely that's the only way he's got a chance, like, of winning, really.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what I think. I mean, last time I'm not entirely sure if it was on purpose or if the horse was just so fizzy that he pulled himself to the front and just stayed there. But you know, straight away he had no chance. He's a young horse. He should still be an improving horse. I'd like to see what he can do in these top races. And in the last day, I just don't really feel like I've got a good barometer of that.
Yeah.
And obviously the champion hurdle picture now looks like a real mess. So, you know, I would like to see someone sort of stamp some authority. I think it's a very interesting race, but, you know, Lossiemouth is going to have Paul Townend on a back. There's 4 Mullins horses in here. I think she's going to go and win. I think it is just going to be a tactical affair of Willie trying to win and outfox Gordon.
Liam, any difference of opinion?
If I can get a price on either Willie or Gordon winning this race, I'll back that.
Yeah, good, yeah. Because
Ballyburn from the front, if he tries to turn it into a staying test on soft ground, all I'm thinking is Lossiemouth, as Bo just said, will have Townend on. Amsterdam, Patrick's come out saying I'd like to get another spin on him. So therefore we get Danny on Ballyburn, which
Don't put Patrick on Amsterdam, please.
That may well happen. And his head carriage, Joe, me and you were so keen on him to start the season, weren't we? But even his head carriage and stuff, like, and he hanging a little bit, he's just.
It doesn't look like he's learnt, does he? Really, like, it doesn't look like he's there yet. Like, we're waiting for that performance, and it's just not come all season.
Yeah, and maybe it hasn't come because perhaps we just overthought his ability. It's just he's not quite top notch. So Ballyburn, an each way price possibly. I'm interested to see what Ponyross might do if he does turn up here, just because he's an absolute flyer. Who knows? He evidently devoured that hill, loved it, and we still don't really know his ceiling, do we? But that'd just be guessing. I might throw a few quid each way at Ballyburn if Danny's on. If not, again, I'll just be having another beer with Bo and Craig and watching it.
I might have a look in
James,
match
and
bets
James.
markets. Yeah, and James. I might have a look in the match bets markets and see what Ballyburn's price is in comparison to some of the others like Poneros or El Fabiolo.
Where'd you get
And
those, Bo? Or are you
well,
just saying you have a look?
most of the bookies do them. I mean, Bet365 do them, Sky Bet do them, William Hill do them.
Okay.
So you can have a look there, and the nice thing about them as well is some of the bookies will allow you to sort of roll them up with stuff, so you can sort of have doubles across the card, or put it with the Strictly winner and the Cheltenham Festival winner. Like, it's up to you what you want to do.
You've got that on lock, no doubt.
Maybe.
Lads,
All right.
just a quick question on Amsterdam. I know we touched on it very briefly. I know obviously Patrick was on him last time and he seemed to just literally pull his way to the front. But if you look at how he raced that day, he was only, I think it was about 6 lengths off the lossy mouth. If you put a line through that form, it was first time out up at Newcastle when obviously he came second in that race.
Should have won that race.
Yeah, he challenged it like he was the winner, didn't he? Do you think off a really, really strong pace, if Patrick can switch him off, he might be the one to take out of this race if it is overly tactical going into the champion hurdle?
Personally, not for me. I just don't think he's good enough.
He's got to show it.
I just want to see it first. I don't want to. I've backed him for the champion hurdle early season. I don't want to put any more on him now. So I suppose in that position, I wouldn't.
Mentally, I just don't think he's mature enough to compete in this top level yet. I mean, next year you might see a completely different animal, but as things stand from what we saw the last day and trying to bite Golden Ace's face off, you can't trust him.
I reckon they'll send him over fences next year as well. I do. I think.
Do you think?
Yeah, I think they'll bite the bullet and say he's not.
Get him in the county.
Yeah, look, I don't even know. I'm not sure. I'll let everyone else decide really. Like, cause I wouldn't know what to do with him. Well, I really fancy Poneros. Believe it or not.
What?
Yeah, I do. I really, really fancy him. Like, quite strongly too. I don't think Amsterdam's going to be good enough. Ballyburn is not a 2-miler. El Fabiolo's not the horse he once was, despite being impressive when he beat Glenkiln. Cashel Lad isn't anything special. Lossy and Brighter Days Ahead are going to, be hammer and tong coming up that straight, and then Poneros is going to pick him off and steal the race from them under someone like Sean O'Keefe. That's what I'm picturing. This is his first run of the season. Now, look, it's not obviously ideal, and he has got a lot to find on ratings, but he's well entitled to find that too. People are sort of saying, bit of a fluke that he beat Lulamba. Not so sure about that myself. You don't just fluke a Triumph Hurdle, not the way that he won it. He's a very, very good horse.
Burning Victory.
Yeah, well, okay, fine. That was a fluke. Fair enough.
He's pretty good going fresh as well, Joe, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. And left-handed as well. I think that might be key to him. And the thing is as well, on the flat, he did actually win on heavy ground. So he's one that won't be bothered by conditions here as well. So, yeah.
Now I'm going to have to back him.
Yeah, sorry. Like the closer we're getting, the more I fancy him, and I'm going to back him too. I really am. I think this will be one of the surprises of the festival, and suddenly he's going to go from 40-1 into 7-1 for the champion hurdle, and people will say, "Oh, he's got a right chance." I can see it happening. Poneros is a good bet for me this weekend, actually, providing he's declared first of all, just to clarify. And obviously, if the price is smaller, then so be it. Right, we move on to the finale. We have the Mayor's Bumper. I really enjoy this race, although I usually dip off to the hotel before the race is run to give myself half hour. But Celestial Tune 11-4, Maximilian Lady at 4-1, 5-1 for Wonderful Every Day. Obviously, the Punchestown Bumper winner, and any price you like for the remainder. Usually, I've got something I quite like in this race, but I'm struggling here, to be honest, gents. Liam, you got anything?
I hate this race. I've had a bet in it once, and it was a massive bet last year. The thing that was owned by Table, she came out on
Future Prospect.
Yes, and she bombed out. Obviously, Bambino Fever won. No, I will not be in Leopardstown when this race is being run.
Bo says he's got a certainty in this.
Go on, Bo. What's the certainty?
Maybe I will.
Thought you said you got a cert in this Mayor's Bumper.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, you did. He did.
Yeah,
he did
in the group.
Yeah, you did.
Well, okay, that might have been a bit of tongue in cheek, but yeah, I do. I quite like the Gavin Cromwell mare, Araminta.
You've been speaking to your dad, haven't you?
Huh?
You'd be speaking to your dad.
My old man is a big Cromwell follower.
Dom's got a banker.
Yeah. Well,
Dom's
actually,
got
this
Cromwell passes
He
doing
must be
that.
broke at this point, but he's a massive Cromwell follower this season.
this is my own brain. Thank you. Yeah, the Gavin Cromwell mare, half sister to Loda Sud, beaten by Brosna Shine last time. But if you go back and watch it, she was given a lot to do by the jockey. She sort of turning for home. She was sitting quite a way off her, and she managed to make up the ground and, almost went past and then didn't quite. Brosnan Shah just had a bit more in attack, but she was given so much to do on that ground. She was never going to get there, but I thought she was brilliant in making up that distance. I also have question marks over some of the others actually turning up. I'm not sure if Wonderful Every Day, the Munnings horse, is going to turn up, and Maximilian Lady as well. Although that's seen some money, so maybe that is going to turn up. So, it's a difficult one because there could be a lot of unknowns in here. But at the time of watching Araminta last time, I was quite taken with the performance. So that went straight into my tracker.
Okay. Liam, sorry. Already asked you, haven't I?
Still don't care.
James?
I'll be on a flight at this time, I think. So
Fair enough, mate.
That's
fine, honestly.
We're all just going to follow Bowen. Bo's the winner. We're all just going to follow.
Yeah,
oh dear.
I'll watch it on my stream in the airport then and blame Bo if it gets beat. But no, I don't. I've not really even looked at this race, to be honest. I'll just go with Bo. I'll just row in with Bo.
Just back Bo.
Yeah. Back Bo in the bumper.
Craig, anything stand out?
No, mate, I've just joined the boat train. So that'll be me.
The boat train, that'll do. I'm fine with the boat train.
No, I'm a bit like Liam, mate, to be fair. It's probably one of my worst races of the festival. I can't get into it at all. So,
well, I will confess I was like Liam last year. I had a decent bet on Future Prospects, so you weren't the only one to lose out there, mate. Just a quick word though there on Sun Pretender, 25-1 for Mullins. Mr. Ian Rayner from the Cheltenham Exchange has a share in this mare, so hopefully she runs well for him and books her ticket to the Cheltenham Festival. That would be nice to see.
Nice.
But going back, anything in the handicaps, gents? I think a few of us like county final, James.
Yeah, that's just stinks of the JP plot. I think I think it's about 11-2 at the minute, which it's favourite, but it's a decent price favourite. I think it'll be watching the market late on this one, but I reckon it could be half the price. Off 128, the form in behind Kazansky, obviously, who you guys have given a favourable mention for in the Nathaniel Lacey, and a form behind another horse called Katico Bello, which has gone on again and won really well last time out as well. I think this is the one for this will be the one, my main play for the handicaps, I think, alongside probably everybody else on Twitter as well, by the sounds. I think everybody seems to have seen this one already. So, and Bo's got one taking us on, I think.
Yeah, I do. The Philip Fenton Saint Lefort ran over Christmas in a valuable handicap over 2.5. If you watch that back, he missed sort of the second last hurdle, really stopped the motivation, but then absolutely motored in to finish third. Only put up £1 for that run, carrying 10 stone right at the bottom. And yeah, he's also claiming off that as well. So, there's hardly any way on his back. I think the step up in distance is only going to suit. You're definitely right with the favourite there. He's a novice, completely unexposed, could have the JP carrots, who knows. But Saint Lefort, seen a bit of money, 20-1 down to 14s, 11s in some places. Come on, Mr. Fenton.
Nice one, Bo. Craig, have you had a look at the handicaps yet?
I have, mate. Yeah, the only one I've got to sort of put up in handicaps, it's in the 4:05 race on day one. And my pronunciation, this is going to be absolutely horrific, so I apologise to anybody that's even listening. But Ampendeg, is it?
It's cool.
Ampion Dirk
Yeah.
won it last year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was pretty horrific, Craig.
yeah, anyway, it is what it is. I'm from Leeds. Yeah, so obviously
Please.
Paul Nolan trained. He obviously won at the festival last year off a rating of 122. He then went to the plate, got obviously completely outclassed in the plate, and then since that has been pulled up, ran over a novice hurdle, came out back of the telly, and then came back out over Christmas and finished well down the pecking order at Leopardstown in an handicap, but has now been dropped back down again to 128, I think it is. So only £6 higher than when it won this race last year. Now, last year, if you guys obviously that they remember, absolutely sleuthed it. It won really, really easy last year. And I'm just not too sure whether they try to get it back on for this race. I think it's in a little bit of money as well. Sean O'Keefe's on board, and I think it will run quite a big race in this one as well, off a very good weight, I think, compared to some of the ones that are going to be running.
He's been riding well, to be fair. Sean O'Keefe, you obviously had the double with the devil, and the feet of a dancer too. So yeah, I could certainly see that happening again. Craig, Liam, anything for the handicaps?
Yeah, I'm going to put the TriCast then, given that we've got.
Jeez.
Oh, lovely.
Jesus.
A handicap TriCast, get on.
Oh, well, just Bo and James have already got the second and third. So I'm
Oh,
going to
lovely.
There you go.
It's the 3 mile handicap hurdle. And you're going to have to scroll a little bit further because it's the bottom of the card when looking at it in price order. Yates Star, cheap pieces on first time. The last race that Gordon Elliott won at Dublin Racing Festival was this race. It was Maxim 2 years ago. And Yates Star was third in that same race. He's now off the same mark, but he's carrying £5 less. The cheap pieces go on. He's a 3-time winner on soft ground. He's 66 to 1. He needs to bounce back, but his price is far too big, in my opinion. So, county final, Saint Lefort and Yates Star do the combination TriCast.
Nice.
That's a TriCast, that is.
And if you're all rich, you know who put them up.
The right move will have about however many impressions next week. People are looking for new houses.
Liam, I have backed Daily Present in this as well, so maybe we can get the first 4
podcast.
Anyone got the 5th? One more, like just chuck
I
in
don't
there?
know. I don't know, but is it just me now though, or can every single person confirm that they will not be able to knock back at least that combination for £2?
I'll be doing the combination.
You can't knock, can you? You can't knock.
The only other one, Joe, on my radar is In the Pocket. I just wonder whether it's going to be a little bit similar to Spillane Tower. Graded horse in a handicap. He has got really good form on soft ground, but we don't really know the genuineness of the actual going. I don't think at this moment in time with all the rain. But yeah, him on the same day, obviously on the Saturday in the handicap chase over 2
Do
miles.
you know what, Liam? It's funny you should mention In the Pocket, because I was looking at In the Pocket. It's the same race as obviously my selection for the handicap as well. And do you know what put me off? And it might sound very cynical of me, but the green and gold put me off. I don't know just how much they really sort of wanting to, at what point they want to win, basically.
That's interesting because I thought, well, it's their only entry. It's JP's only dart. So that actually made him more attractive from my perspective.
Yeah, clearly probably one of the classier horses in the race. There's no two ways around it. I just want to show whether, yeah, I don't know. You can't guess what JP is doing, can you? Let's be honest, he's got the game by the bollocks, hasn't he? Does what he wants.
Most important, what about yourself?
Go on, Joe.
Joe, give us something.
Well, mine's boring, unfortunately. It's only by night, but she's into 3 to 1 now in that mare's handicap hurdle. She's running off a mark of about 125. She's like a 150 rated mare, like it's obscene. So if she can't win this, then I'd be gobsmacked, sort of thing, And they've been running her this year over fences for crack at the mare's chase. That's what they've said they've bought her for. So the fact that they've even entertained her here, they know how good she is. It's like. So I've got nothing fancy. I've got nothing fancy.
I mean, he may well still be a winner. Percival Lagawad did a similar thing, didn't he?
Did he not get beat? He fouled, didn't he? Percival
that was 2 years ago. Then he lined up last year over hurdles.
Yeah.
He won that and then
course
went
he
on
did.
to the national, didn't he?
Yeah, I remember now. Yeah.
He got absolutely battered in, didn't it?
Cost me a fair few quid, Percival Lagawa. He's the one I back when he loses and then leave when he wins, sort of thing. But
the other one I quite like the look of was in the 5+4 on Saturday. The Barberstown Castle was Jacob's Ladder.
Okay, yeah, I see.
Town horse, first time handicap off 143. It's been mixing it with some really decent horses, to be fair.
Ooh,
Probably
like
could
that.
step back up into graded company as well. He's got form on soft. I don't think the ground will be any sort of issue. I think he's probably got a bit of wiggle room off 143. I can see him winning this and then going back into graded company potentially.
James, you've tipped us 2 favourites in handicaps. Cheers.
Sorry, 11 to 2 and 6 to 1.
We want
Both
winners.
win.
Doesn't
You
matter.
haven't put the double on, and I have.
I love it. I love it. All
He's
right,
why I don't
cool.
come on podcast, but he's why we don't get him on podcast.
Yeah. Comes on, tips all favourites, and then don't come again.
Yeah.
Right, a final whip round then of the best bets or anything you want to just mention. Bo, we'll go with you first.
Best bet.
Got to be the mares. Got to be the mares bumper.
No, it's going to be.
I should have warned you about this. You've got to give Bo notice when you're going to say something like this to him.
We'll come back to Bo.
Don't let it on him, mate, and all hell breaks loose.
Go on then, Craig. If you know, we'll go with you first.
No,
or have I got to give you
just
time?
give me a minute. I won't head for it either, but
Mine's county final and I am Maximus.
Love it.
JP. That'll be the JP double.
The JP
we'll all
dub.
be quids in.
Bo, you had
St. Lefort in the handicap hurdle.
Craig.
I'm going to go for between two. Which way do I go? I'm going to go Solness. And then also at the time of recording is 130. I think it's going to go off quite short.
Yeah, fair enough. Liam?
Western Fold.
Cool. All right. Well, mine is I'm going to lay Dr. Steinberg and talk the talk. I'm going to back Marine. I'm going to back Gaelic Warrior. And I'm going to have a good bet on Poneros as well. He'd be one of my better bets for the weekend. So, job done, lads. Thanks everyone that's tuned in. Really do appreciate it. I'm sure you know by now the Rein lads there, Bo, Craig, and James. We've been on each other's pods a few times now. Do give them a follow. I'll obviously attach a link to the page in the description below. Well worth subscribing to as well. Do content all year round or season round, shall I say? Do you guys cover the flat or do you leave it for the flat season?
No, we don't do the flat.
You dip out.
You know, Joe, truth be told, that went into too much detail. The flat always seems a lot more harder than the jumps. The jumps community seem a lot more reciprocated, shall we say, in terms of being able to speak to people and get involved and stuff like that. The flats is a bit more difficult, to be fair. So never say never, but we're not
You've obviously not been on Twitter, Craig. They're horrible.
Yeah, don't mingle with them. Don't mingle with the flat fans. But no, good stuff. Thanks a lot, lads. Liam, thanks a lot as always. James as well. Thanks for your special appearance once in the year.
Thanks, James.
See you at the DRF next year.
I'll be there. Well, we'll be at the festival before.
Yeah, I'll see you at Cheltenham.
Thanks everyone that's tuned
in.
Cheers,
guys.
Thanks everyone.
Cheers.
Thanks everyone that's tuned in. Please do hit like and subscribe again. Free for you to do. Just helps us out, supports the channel. If you see any of the lads at the DRF, go pester them and have a chat. All good fun. See you all real soon, and we'll be back again in the near future.